Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to be taking a look at this Robinson Armament XCR-M Micro. This is a 308 pistol with a 9.5-inch barrel, and this is my second XCR. And I'm going to discuss today why I believe that this is the best 308 platform that you can get in today's market. Now, with that being said, I will let you know that I have had a SCAR 17 a couple different times. I have had FAL variants in 308. I have yet to have a APC 308, so I can't really compare that. But I have had AR-10 variants as well. And the reason why I believe this to be the best 308 platform that money can buy is for a couple different things. So let's go ahead and just kind of talk about what you're seeing here in front of you, backstory of this gun, and we'll kind of go from there. But this is something that I had ordered a couple months back and custom ordered with what you see here. And Alex Robinson was kind enough to Cerakote it for me in the pattern that I asked for, which was to have kind of like a tri-colored design here with different shades of gray. So I asked for the upper to be done in Battleship Gray. We decided it was a little bit too light in the standard Battleship, so we darkened it up a little bit by adding some graphite black to the Battleship Gray, so gives you a nice, very clean gray look. And then the lower is in Sniper Gray, so you'll see that obviously a little bit closer to black, but still recognizable and able to be differentiated from standard black. And then obviously you've got a lot of black components with, you know, your cheek rest, your tail hook here, pistol grip, and some of the other accessories around. But this usually comes with a Mod 1 tail hook. I swapped it out for the Mod 1C, so it's a little bit more compact, looks a little bit better in my opinion. And as you can see here, he did a nice job of blending all three colors into the stock components. So this lower arm is in the Battleship Gray, Sniper Gray on the track right here, and then the cheek riser being black. So got a Strike Industries AFG over here. These are SLR Rifle Works carbon fiber M-Lock panels over here. So that is real carbon fiber. They really feel nice, look nice, well built, and SLR makes a lot of cool accessories like that. And we got an L7 Lancer magazine and an EOTech XPS2. And this is a Tactical Link PDW pistol grip right here. So it gives you a little bit more of an aggressive steep angle compared to what you would get with the normal A2 grip that's usually on these, or most other AR platforms will come with more of an angled grip. So I like, especially on a short gun, it's nice to have that nice steep grip on there. So with that being said, here is my breakdown of the XCR platform in general, and especially in 308, why there's really not much out there to compare to. So what is it that makes a phenomenal large caliber rifle? In my personal point of view, obviously accuracy is huge, right? And this is a pistol, so you know, I'm not talking specifically about the pistol variants of these. I'm just talking about in general, any one of the lengths of barrel you can buy for these things, and any one of the different variants of the XCR-M version of the gun. That's the 308 version, or the medium profile. You can get them, you know, in DMR type, like 20-inch barrel variants. You can get them in micro variants like what you're seeing here in 9.5. But obviously accuracy out of a standard, let's just call it a standard rifle sized 16-inch barrel and all that kind of stuff. You're looking for accuracy first and foremost. That's probably what most people would say is their number one characteristic that they need to have on a designated 308 DMR type of gun or a battle rifle. Second thing is going to be reliability. Maybe it's a 1A, 1B kind of thing. So reliability, obviously, in every gun, but especially in something with such a large caliber, you want it to be reliable. You want it to feel like you can constantly pull that trigger and it'll go off and you're not going to deal with malfunctions. And I would say that the next thing is going to be ergonomics and something that is easy to work with, especially in a high recoil platform that you don't want to have all these different little things to have to train yourself on that are proprietary to the platform. You want to have it to be as intuitive as possible. Okay, so with that being said, the XCR platform is notorious for having arguably the best ergonomics of any gun. I would say the only exception to this is that you only have a left side charging handle. That's the only option there. So in terms of the charging handle, that's the only thing on here that's not ambidextrous. Otherwise, your safety is a nice AR style safety, and it is a short throw safety. So 45-degree positions. You've got your ambi mag release on both sides. And my personal favorite touch, you have your bolt catch and release on both sides right in front of the trigger guard. And unlike a lot of other bolt catch and release mechanisms that you see on a lot of different rifles, the XCR variant, for whatever reason, just feels like it operates smoother. It doesn't feel like you have to put a load of pressure to get that bolt to drop specifically when you've got a magazine in the mag well. So with a lot of guns, it feels like you got to put some serious pressure to try to get that bolt catch or bolt release to go. And this is that perfect area where it's just kind of, it's not going to go off by accident. You definitely have to push it down with a good amount of force. However, it doesn't feel like you're going to need to two-finger it in order to have a drop or to use your thumb. So for that, it's phenomenal. Okay. The trigger that comes out of the box on these things is phenomenal. They're right around 4.5 pounds. Nice crisp pull. It's an AR style trigger, but it is not swappable with any type of AR trigger platform. It is still proprietary, but it's very much like the AR trigger like look and feel. The quick swapping barrels. So all you have is this large hex bolt that is right here underneath the handguard. You basically just lock the bolt back and you unscrew this little guy right here, and the entire barrel, gas block, and piston comes right out of the gun. So super easy to swap barrels, super easy to change calibers. They do offer 6.5, they offer 6.5 Creedmoor, they offer 6.8 SPC, they offer 5.56, they offer 300 Blackout, they offer 224 Valkyrie, and the list goes on and on. I'm very, very impressed with all the different options that Robinson Armament has given us in terms of caliber conversion kits and the ability to put in so many different types of barrels and bolts and all that kind of stuff into your XCR. So it's super, super accurate. I know out of the 16-inch barrel, most guys report sub MOA results from 100 yards, which is excellent. I mean, something like the SCAR gets you usually between 2 to 3 MOA, which is not bad. But given that this is a quick change barrel system, it's just that much more impressive. And that is kind of what has plagued most of the platforms that have quick swap barrels, is that they lose their zero. They're usually not very accurate. And they have just seemed to figure out a way to make this the exception to the rule. So with that being said, The gun just feels rock solid. And again, like I've been saying, I'm sounding like a broken record, but the finish on these guns nowadays is just freaking incredible. This is no exception. So the XCR, I mean, everything in terms of the milling, the finish, and all the sharp edges being dehorned and all that kind of stuff. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous gun. It's really well built. It feels just slick and smooth everywhere. It's just an awesome, awesome, it's an awesome end result in terms of all of the work that goes into actually machining this thing. So very, very nicely done. I mentioned that they're super reliable. I've never had a malfunction out of my other XCR. I mean, I've yet to have to put a brush down the pipe of that thing, and I've got well over 1,500 rounds through that one. So it's just super, super, super reliable. It runs very clean. So I mean, despite all the rounds that I've put through it, I mean, I've put a rag through the upper a couple times, and there hasn't been really a heck of a lot to have to clean out of there. So they run really clean. The piston system is really easy to operate. The adjustments right here. So this is the short gas block. They do have a longer one too, where it's got the dial adjustments right here on the side of the gas block. This one has them right on the front. So super easy. You just rotate this to open or close off the gas as you see fit, and cater it to whatever type of ammunition you're using. And I mean, there's just not a whole heck of a lot more I could tell you in terms of, I mean, everything you look for in a solid rifle platform or even pistol platform. This thing delivers, and it delivers it in a way where the SCAR cannot. Okay, the SCAR's ergonomics are just subpar in my point of view. It's a phenomenal gun. I kicked myself the first time for selling it. I kicked myself the second time for selling it, and I had my third one for well over 3 years before I got rid of it. So I mean, I absolutely love the SCAR platform. It's just that it lacks a lot of these features. It lacks a lot of the different variants and options. We've been looking for short-barreled options on the SCAR since they first came out, and unfortunately they're just not really out there. I mean, you can go ahead and you can buy a shorter barrel and SBR it, but there's just such a lack when it comes to pistol variants that, you know, won't require a tax stamp, that just come with a brace. Even if it's a matter of going out there and trying to build it yourself into a pistol, you can't do it. So it's so frustrating that they haven't offered those options on the SCAR platform. Now, I know that the 16S right now, as in SHOT Show 2020, they just showed off the short-barreled variants of the 16S. Not sure if that's going to come out in pistol format, but they kind of hinted at it. So this might change over the course of the next few years. But again, what won't change are the ergonomics on the SCAR. And even though the SCAR does have ambidextrous safety, magazine release, and your charging handle can be, you know, flip-flopped from side to side, what you can't have is a bolt catch and release that's ambi on the SCAR, unless you do put a you know, like a bad lever or something like that. But again, that's still not going to be ambi. That's just going to be giving you at least the option to do that. If you've seen the machining on a SCAR, you know that you know, wherever you see like your rails, your slots that are cut out into the handguard and whatnot, it's very sharp. Even the ejection port on the SCAR is extremely sharp, to where as soon as you get that brass to start flying out of there a few times, you're going to start seeing it chip. So the finish on them is you know, going to deteriorate over time, just because of the way that they really haven't spent a lot of time machining it, you know, to this extent. So with that being said, as far as everything I've mentioned, here's the crazy part. These still cost about $1,000 less than what you would buy a SCAR for. And that's really the problem I see with the SCAR platform, and that's where I see this thing excel. So these typically range around $2,500 for the 308s. I believe they're around 23 to 24 for the 556 variants or the XCR-L lineup. But what's cool is you can go on Robinson Armament's website and build them from scratch. I mean, you can build it with all the different components that you want on yours, the different muzzle brake, the different gas block, different handguard, the different, buttstock, tail hook, whatever it is you're going to do. You can Cerakote it in the colors of your choosing, and they are awesome. I mean, Alex Robinson is specifically who I spoke to when ordering this thing, because I had some concerns about making sure that obviously the color combination that I envisioned for this thing was going to be met exactly how I had pictured it. And so I wanted to make sure that I got on the phone with somebody and I explained that, hey, I want this to be the entire upper to be in this color, and then the entire lower in this color, and I just kind of want that blended into the stock area. And he called me and he was like, listen, I'm trying to understand exactly what your theme is here. And I told him, I'm looking for a monochrome type of color set. I want it to be all grays, obviously a lighter shade of gray that's going to differentiate itself from the darker shade that's on the lower. And I want the black accents to kind of stand out. And he was like, okay. He was like, well, I totally get that. I think it's going to look awesome, but your battleship gray might be a little bit too light. What do you think about darkening up with some graphite black? Because the battleship gray is almost white when you really see it in person. So I said, do it. I trust your judgment. This is my second gun I'm ordering from you. I have a lot of respect for you guys over there. I know that you don't fuck around when it comes to the quality of your firearms. So if you see it being better in that coat, do it. So he called me throughout the process, and real cool guy, and obviously just made sure that I was getting exactly what I wanted. We had some shipping problems and whatnot, but they were always in communication with me, and they're just an awesome company to work with. It doesn't feel like a big corporate company. It feels more like a mom and pop shop that has people that are really passionate about what they do, and they want to make sure that you're getting exactly what you want. So that's another reason why this platform, in my opinion, knocks the socks off of just about any other platform out there. When it comes to 308 specifically, in my case, I can definitely testify to that. And I can't say enough good things about these things. So if you're in the market for a SCAR, if you're looking at an AR-10, if you're looking at any other 308 platform, and you haven't looked into the Robinson Armament XCR-M, make sure that you at least do your due diligence. Go out there, watch some videos. There are some really good torture tests that they've done on these things. They've put it up against every type of modern and old battle rifle that's out there, and it has not only met but exceeded all expectations and come out on top. So you don't have to take my word for it. Just go out there and do some research, and you'll see for yourself that these things deserve a lot more attention than what they've already received. So with that being said, guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and please leave your questions and any type of concerns, and I'll definitely try to answer them for you. Until next time, everybody take care. God bless the USA.